Guys, so we have an urgent information coming out. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, steps up calls for fresh Russia sanctions to send Putin a strong message. All right, so we're going to see what's going on here, guys. The Speaker of the House is also stepping up, sending a message to Putin. At the same time, U.S. resumes weapon shipments to Ukraine after a short pause. Once again, Associated Press is releasing the information. All suspended arms are moving again. Officially, say 155 artillery shells and GMLRS guided rockets are underway now. Patriot missile batteries too. All right. So man, this is like Nancy and Joe. You guys know Nancy, she again, the former speaker, she was down sending a lot of stuff. And now we are seeing Johnson, well, he's sending a strong message. He wants to slap sanctions. He wants the sanctions to be dropped right now on the bear, on Russia. So we're going to see what's going on here, guys. This is a big breaking news. And we have this one here I want to show really quick. France and the UK say they are ready to coordinate their nuclear deterrence. All right, and I did post a video not too long ago. Europe, millions are being told, they're being told to stock up on food, water, medicine. All right, because all this stuff going on, Donald is stepping in. Speaker of the House wants sanctions to be slapped to send a warning to Putin. I mean, we are definitely seeing something here, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Guys, Patreon is going to be today, and I will share the link in my community tab. Again, it's $5 a month to get you access to our live stream. I'm thinking about talking more about Jeffrey. You know, that list. We're going to get to all that stuff that we can't talk about on this platform. That's another way to support the channel. And again, there's other ways to support the channel through PayPal or Cash App. Thank you again for your support. Guys, make sure you share the video. This platform has not been sharing our stuff for the past 2 years, ever since our suspension. All right, so we were gaining a lot of subscriber, a lot of views since 2021, but then it stopped in 2023 when I started talking about the Holy Land War, and I was doing a lot of when it comes to preaching First Samuel, when it comes to having good leaders for the Holy Land. I think that's the one that kind of triggered it and caused the suspension. Ever since the suspension, all my channels, again, videos are not being shared. The platform is not putting it out there anymore. So, with your support, share it on your Facebook, share it on X or other platforms. Again, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. So the speaker became the latest lawmaker to get on board Wednesday with efforts to ratchet up sanctions against the bear, blasting Moscow leader Putin for being unwilling to end his invasion of Ukraine. I don't know any details yet, but I know there's an interest in that in the House side. So we'll have to see, Mr. Johnson told reporters. All right, so pay attention, guys. Again, Donald said that he's very upset with Putin. Now you got the speaker. He's upset. All right, and you got all these strange things going on with the Jeffrey list. I mean, these administration kind of shifting here, so pay very close attention. Vladimir has shown an unwillingness to be reasonable and to talk seriously about brokering a peace, and I think we have to send him a message. Okay, Johnson, so what message would that be? We need to send him a message. That's my view. I guess it's going to be the sanction. Now, someone suggests, and it does make a lot of sense. Someone said if you want to drop sanctions, drop the same sanctions that you dropped on Cuba back in the 1960s because it worked. All right, so I don't know what sanction was dropped back in the 60s, but again, I don't think it's going to work for the bear in 2025. The sanctions bill, championed by Lindsay and Richard, will slap a 500% tariff on countries that import energy from the bear, the proceeds of which are a key source of funding for the bear military machine. So, I guess the US believes the reason why Russia, the bear, is still strong and powerful is because they are using the profit money from the oil that they sell to country. They're using that money for this biblical war. So they want to stop that. They want to stop that profit and kind of slow down their war operation that's going on in Ukraine. All right. So by doing that, they're going to slap sanctions on any country who buys oil from the bear. But again, like I said, that's not gonna work. I don't see that working because these countries just found a way to avoid sanctions, and that's BRICS. So again, that's the reason why they formed their own bank system. On the Senate side, Majority Leader Mr. John, Republican from San Diego, said he hoped the sanctions measures could clear Congress before its month-long August recess. Now, Lindsay has claimed that Donald told me it's time to move. So we are going to move on the sanctions package. All right. So we are definitely involved. We're going to help Crane. We're going to give them a lot of stuff, just like Joe gave them a lot of stuff. However, the president has been less supportive in his public remarks. It's an optional bill. It's totally at my option, Donald told reporters during a cabinet meeting Tuesday. Privately, White House officials have raised concerns that the sanctions package undercut the president's power to steer foreign policy. Among the points of contention are an initial draft of the bill that would have permitted Donald to give countries a 180-day waiver to pursue uranium or oil from the bear. Now the bill includes the option of a second waiver, the insurance of which will require some sort of congressional input. Now the current version would subject the president's foreign policy decision to micromanagement by Congress through a joint resolution of disapproval process. An administration official complained to Politico about the legislation. Again, I'm still trying to figure out why Donald won't slap sanctions on the bear. And it's taking him forever. I mean, he slapped sanctions to everyone. He slapped tariffs, sanctions. He dropped the bunker buster. I mean, he was tough to everyone. But the bear, again, I don't know what he's waiting for. Maybe he's trying to plan things out before slapping sanctions. But again, he's been really tough to many countries, but not the bear. That's a non-starter for us, the official added. The administration is not going to be micromanaged by the Congress on the president's foreign policy. The bill needs a waiver authority that is complete. The renewed sanctions push comes as the bear has continued to punish Crane with record-shattering drone and missiles bombardments, including in civilian areas. Tuesday night, a volley of strike rocked parts of central and western Ukraine, even as Donald continues to rage against Vladimir. I've been sort of letting people know I'm not happy about what's going on. It's a war that would have never happened, the president lamented Wednesday. Young souls are gone and passing, and it should be stopped. It should be stopped. Very sad to see what's happening. Let's stop here for a second. Let's stop here. We gotta stop. So Donald is saying young ones are passing. It must stop right now. Donald, boo-boo, baby, you do realize that you giving equipment to Benjamin, they're using it on Gaza Strip. You know how many young ones and women are being out by our sleeping giant equipment? You cannot be, you gotta remove the plug out of your own eyes. Again, you cannot be a hypocrite. You know what? Donald, again, he slammed Yemen, and there were many innocent that were out. Many innocents. So, again, Donald is no different. He's no different than what Vladimir is doing. Donald is also doing some military war operation out there in the Mideast. Alright, so it says here, and they gave him a Nobel Peace Prize? Again, biblical war, you don't get Nobel Peace Prize for biblical war. I mean, yes, he did stop it and stuff like that, but he dropped hammer. He dropped the hammers and stuff. I mean, Solomon didn't drop the hammer on Lebanon King. Solomon wrote a letter, and they made peace. Just one letter. Hey, I got a letter for you. And that letter was so powerful. And the reason why is because Solomon was filled with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from God. That's more powerful than Bunker Buster. I got to be careful what I say because that's how I got my channel hit. But again, I speak the word of God. If they put me on timeout, let it be. Let it be. But it won't stop me from preaching. It says here, the renewed sanctions push comes as the bear has continued to punish Ukraine with record-shattering drone and missile bombardment, including in civilian area. So it says here, we're going to skip something, some of these parts. On Tuesday, Donald vented that get a lot of BS thrown at us by Putin. If you want to know the truth, he's very nice all the time, but it turns out to be meaningless. Remember what Joe said? I don't forget things, but again, Joe was being interviewed, and when he was, the leader, he said that it's hard to read Putin. It's hard to read him. Again, here's the thing about the bear. They call him the king of chess for a reason. They like, I wouldn't say mind games, but they twist enemies' mind. They pretend to be your buddies and this and that, but again, they're just twisting your mind. Again, that's how they do things. So Donald, this ain't checkers. They playing chess. You playing checkers. Now, again, what should we do? Well, guys, this is something that Joe, he allowed to happen. He couldn't finish it. And of course, he's out of here. Now we have Donald. What's Donald going to do? Apparently, it seems like we're about to get involved in this biblical war. It says here, once again, the president also expressed openness to sending Ukraine some very powerful Patriot equipment and air defense system to counter the bear strike, after publicly reversing a shipment freeze implemented by the Pentagon. By the way, those equipments, they're worth over $1 billion. So again, I mean, we're talking about the battery, the missiles, and all that. So Donald's going to send 10. Now do the math. That's big money right there. That's big money. Even Donald says it's a lot of money. They would like it. They ask for it. They're very rare indeed, because a lot of system have been sent to UKR, the yellow and blue country, but they would like to. I know they made the request, he said. We're gonna have to take a look at it, Donald continued. When you talk about a system like that, highly sophisticated, tremendous amount of money, and they're doing it because they want to prevent death, they're getting hit hard. Very hard. So we are looking at it. But Donald. That land has been getting hit hard since 2022. And you know that, man. And you even said it. You were being interviewed when you were doing debates. You were being interviewed. You was like, this must stop. The killing must stop. Millions are being out. You know how you move his hands like this? He said it must stop. And I'm not going to drag us into that. Again, he said it, not me, but he said that he wanted to end it. Too many innocents are out. In April of last year, Johnson helped pass a $95 billion, that's a lot of money, aid package that included $60.8 billion for Ukraine. You hear that? And all that money is not coming back. You have Marjorie Taylor later brought up a motion to oust the Louisiana from speakership, but Johnson survived thanks to the help from the left. Wow. And now Johnson, he wants to send a message to Putin. And that's where we at right now, guys. That is where we at. All right, so you have something big that's about to come. Big surprises. Lindsey, Speaker Johnson, Donald, they're getting ready to send a message to the bear leader, Putin. And again, this here is gonna hit the fan. So other countries going to be impacted by this sanction bill. 500% tariff, something like that. Yeah, that's not going to be good for the bear country. That will not bring an end to the biblical war that would basically escalate it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please share the video. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ. For he's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.